What really happens behind the royal walls when the cameras stop rolling? Is the crown truly as united as it appears, or is something far more dramatic happening beneath the surface? And could a little girl, barely 10, already be changing the course of the monarchy forever? These are the questions that exploded across the media after a shocking and unprecedented moment at Kensington Palace. What was supposed to be a routine charity event quickly turned into a global headline as Prince William, standing beside Princess Catherine and their children, delivered an announcement that shook the royal foundation to its core. In a voice steady with purpose and framed by the legacy of the late Queen Elizabeth II, William didn't just honor the past, he revealed a bold vision for the monarchy's future. And at the center of it all, not just him, not just George, but a rising young royal whose moment has arrived much sooner than anyone expected, Princess Charlotte. The atmosphere was steeped in history, but William's words marked the beginning of something completely new. He declared that his family would now take on a more active, leading role in shaping the crown's next chapter. This was no vague commitment to duty. It was a generational power shift laid out in front of the world. But the real shock came when he named Charlotte as ready to begin royal duties, stepping into the spotlight alongside her brother. It wasn't just symbolic. It was revolutionary. For centuries, gender and tradition governed the royal line. But now, Charlotte was being presented not as a side figure, but as a central one. And this didn't happen by accident. It was carefully planned, and the timing could not have been more telling. Conspicuously missing from this historic moment were King Charles III and Queen Camilla. Their absence didn't go unnoticed, and many believe it wasn't just scheduling. While Charles may still hold the crown, the real influence, the energy, and the future seem to be gathering around William and Catherine. For months, the public's preferences have been clear. Polls show that people trust William and Catherine more. They see them as modern, sincere, and relatable, which stands in contrast to the more distant image Charles and Camilla have struggled to shake. Behind the scenes, it's been reported that William has been holding quiet discussions with key Commonwealth leaders. Meanwhile, Catherine has taken on influential advisory roles that once would have only been held by senior royals. Even Charlotte has been undergoing private media training, something never seen at her age, suggesting that this shift in the monarchy isn't just happening. It's being meticulously designed. And none of it feels spontaneous. Insiders hint that the final private letters left by Queen Elizabeth before her passing, addressed only to Charles, William, and Catherine, played a major role in shaping what we're seeing now. Though the contents of those letters remain sealed, their effects are clear. William and Catherine have moved swiftly and decisively, not in opposition to the crown, but in alignment with a vision that likely began long before Charles ever wore it. One particularly symbolic moment came when William chose to visit a children's cancer unit instead of attending an important event hosted by his father. It seemed like a small choice, but in the royal world, that kind of subtle defiance speaks volumes. It was a clear message. Public service comes first, and William isn't waiting around for permission. As this new dynamic unfolds, the world is watching young Princess Charlotte with growing fascination. Her appearances have already drawn comparisons to her late aunt, Princess Diana, and her great-grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II. Her confidence and calm have impressed even seasoned royal watchers. Speculation is now growing that she could be elevated to an even more central role in the line of succession. Though nothing official has been declared, the chatter is getting louder, and it's not just fantasy. Charlotte is not being raised in the background. She's being groomed to lead, and she's already showing signs that she's ready. Meanwhile, King Charles is reportedly facing serious challenges. His health has become a concern, with noticeable fatigue and multiple missed events raising questions about whether he can meet the demands of his role. Those closest to him suggest he feels overwhelmed and overshadowed. And it's not just about his son. It's about what William represents, a popular, polished, forward-thinking monarch-in-waiting who's already stepping into the role in practice, if not in name. And Camilla? She's not sitting quietly. After spending years fighting for acceptance and respect in a role she was never fully embraced in, She now sees her influence slipping away just as she finally reached the top. Camila is said to be increasingly frustrated, even furious. Sources say she views Charlotte's rise and Catherine's growing dominance as a direct threat to everything she's worked for. It's deeply personal. After decades of scandal, sacrifice, and public hostility, Camilla finally became queen consort. But her time in the spotlight is being cut short, and her voice in the palace is reportedly fading. She's even had emotional outbursts behind closed doors, as the reality sets in that the future of the monarchy no longer includes her in the way she once hoped. The once tightly unified royal family is now showing deep divisions. Major events no longer center on the king and queen. Instead, they highlight the younger royals, William, Catherine, and their children. Foreign diplomats are quietly shifting their attention to Kensington Palace instead of Clarence House. Even among palace staff, loyalties are changing. Efforts by Charles to reclaim visibility with public tours and engagements haven't gained the traction he hoped for. Many are now asking whether a formal abdication, or at least a planned transition of power, is on the horizon. It wouldn't be the first time a monarch stepped aside, but it would certainly be one of the most consequential. And then there's Catherine. Often seen simply as the elegant and supportive duchess, she has become the monarchy's most strategic force. Her public image is flawless, her sense of timing impeccable. But behind that polished appearance is someone who understands the palace better than most. She's played the long game, avoiding scandal, earning the public's love, and proving again and again that she's more than a royal spouse. She's a leader. Her quiet strength and grace have made her one of the most admired women in the world. She hasn't just supported William, she's helped build the very foundation he now stands on. Her focus on service, family, and dignity has put her in direct contrast with the controversies surrounding Camilla, making her the natural queen-in-waiting in the hearts of the people. The impact of this shift is being felt everywhere, from government officials to global media. Princess Charlotte, once just the adorable second child, is now being presented as a symbol of the monarchy's next phase. And she's more than just symbolic. Her presence tells the world that the royal family is ready to embrace a more balanced future. The idea that leadership is not just inherited but earned through action is becoming the new norm. Charlotte and George, side by side, are being positioned not only as heirs, but as active participants in shaping what the crown means in today's world. That's a powerful message, and one that's resonating deeply with a younger generation that wants their royals to reflect modern values. William and Catherine's approach is working. They've built a reputation around accessibility, humility, and a deep commitment to causes that matter. Their family feels real. Their efforts feel sincere. And their leadership, even without official titles, is being felt more strongly than ever. The public sees it. The media sees it. And even within the palace, the winds have changed. The monarchy is no longer about one crown and one ruler. It's about a team, a family leading together. Charlotte's rise isn't just a sweet moment for royal fans. It's the beginning of something historic. Her role, alongside George and guided by two parents who understand both tradition and progress, signals a monarchy that is evolving right in front of our eyes. And though Charles and Camilla still hold their titles, their relevance is slipping, almost silently, as the younger royals step into their power with grace and clarity. The future of the royal family is being rewritten, not behind closed doors, but in plain sight. And what's most incredible is that it's not being forced. It's unfolding naturally, through service, sincerity, and the trust of a public that has longed for something real. The crown may still sit on King Charles's head, but the heartbeat of the monarchy now lives with William, Catherine, Charlotte, and George. They are not just continuing the legacy, they are redefining it. And in doing so, they're ensuring that the monarchy remains not only relevant, but deeply connected to the people it serves. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what happens next. Because the story of the royal family is far from over, and the next chapter is just getting started.